What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 8 of my Detroit Tigers Out of the Park series. In today's episode, we are going to be starting the 2022 season. But before we get into that, I wanted to show off the preseason predictions before the season started. So they're projecting us to go 77-85 and finish 4th in the American League Central Division. We're projected to hit 693 runs and give up 778. That is pretty alright with me to be projected near 500 ball, because I think we can be barely above 500, and showing that we're even somewhat close to the top teams just shows that we did improve a lot, because last year I'm sure they projected more of us to be in this range than in, near 500 ball range, which is happy with me. But we're going to get right into opening day. I'm just going to simulate it, and then I'm just going to show you guys opening day stats, and then from there I'm going to skip through and show you guys where we get about maybe a month or two into the season. We'll see how far I go. But for now, we have the score of opening day. We lose 4-3 to the Houston Astros. Very close game. Unfortunately, we do lose. Let's go through everybody's stats. So Derek Hill led off. He scored a run. He got a hit. He walked once. He struck out once. That's not a bad start. Chris Bryant hitting DH, batting second. Got 2 hits, scored a run, and 4 at-bats. He walked once. He struck out once. Pretty good from him as well. Cespedes, 2 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. Austin Riley, 1 for 4 with an RBI. He struck out once as well. Evan White got an RBI. He walked once, but he did not get any hits. Adam Frazier with the same stat line. Cal Raleigh right here walked once, didn't get hits or RBIs. Victor Reyes, he got a hit, no RBIs, and he walked once. We walked a lot as a team. 7's not bad at all for us. Let's look at the pitching. So Sonny Gray pitched the entire game. He gave up 10 hits, 4 earned runs, with only 4 strikeouts. He gave up 2 home runs. I wonder why they kept him in the whole game. That's weird. But I guess that's not a bad start. We didn't have to use our bullpen. He does get the loss, though, after giving up 4 earned runs in 8 innings. On the other side of the ball, it was Josh James starting the game. And looks like he was the one that gave up all the runs, and then their bullpen came in and shut us down. Did anybody hit any home runs? So, yeah, Alvarez hit a home run. Altuve hit a home run. For us, we did not have any home runs, unfortunately. We did have a double from Austin Riley, Derek Hill, and Cespedes, which I really like seeing out of all of them. Not a bad start, but next time you see me, I'm going to be further into the season to show you guys an update of how many wins we have, all the stats, and hopefully it'll be pretty far into the season. Alright, I'm back. Really fast. We're only 2 games into the season, but I made some waiver claims before the season started, and I just wanted to go over that real fast. So we claimed Tony Gonsolin and Domingo Germán. They are both listed as relief pitchers, but I'm moving them to the starting role. They're both going to be in our rotation right away. I sent down Daniel Norris and Touki Toussaint. So now this is what our rotation is looking like, and this is what our bullpen's looking like. It's all looking really good on the pitching side of the ball. And I'll be back in about a month or two, hopefully, with some good news about our record. Alright, here we are, 20 games into the season. We are 7-13, which sounds worse than it is, but let's take a look at our team statistics. As you can see, our batting statistics were pretty low. We're to average. We're actually kind of above average in everything here. Base running's the 11th, home runs is 14th. OPS is 12th, but our batting average is 7th. Our on base is 8th. Stolen bases is 5th. We're pretty high on a lot of them that matter, except runs scored, which is 12th, which I think should be better. But then if we look at the pitching, this is what I was talking about before the season started. We are going to be a very good pitching team. Our starters' ERA is 1st in the league. Our runs against is tied for 4th. Our bullpen ERA is 9th, which is probably the worst on the pitching side, but we're still very good. Our FIP is 4th. Our pitching WAR is 2nd. We're tied for 5th in strikeouts. We have good defensive efficiency. We're just really good on the pitching side of the ball, but our offense hasn't quite caught up, and that's why we're 7-13. I think we need a trade at this point, but first I wanted to show how the pitching staff is doing. Sonny Gray is showing that he's an ace for us, 2.48 ERA. Matt Manning's performing like how he should be since he got back from the IL. and we actually had to send Casey Mize to the IL, but he's coming back today, and this is why I'm going to be hopefully making a trade today involving Tony Gonsolin, who's the only pitcher on our team. I know it's a 4 starts that he's made, so it's not a big sample size, but he's pitching 5.24. He's the worst pitcher on our staff right now, and I have one too many starting pitchers once Casey Mize gets brought back today. So Tony Gonsolin's the odd man out. I really like how LeJay's stepped up and filled in that role, so I'm going to let him keep the starting job here and not have to get called down or traded away. And Tony Gonsolin, I'm not going to re-sign him next season anyway. You know, he's only on the 1 year left of his deal. I'm not sure if he has any more arbitration years. I'm not really bothered too much with it because he's a big part of the trade I'm about to make. And our lineup, as you can see, you know, Cal's doing basically what I wanted him to. He's batting .228. He's had 3 home runs. It's not anything great, but it's about what I expected. Same with Evan White, hitting .264. 3 home runs as well. Adam Frazier, .243. 1 home run is probably one of the worst on the team. Chris Bryant's actually been living up to what I expected. He's batting .288 with a .395 on base, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. Really good there. Austin Riley's been really bad pretty much. He's batting .208 with a .279 on base with only 1 home run, so that is a little disappointing. I'm really hoping he can step it up a little bit. Freddie Galvis here. He's doing about what you expected. Same with Adam Frazier. Like both those guys are just in here for the defense, and that's actually the position I'm going to be looking for is an upgrade on the middle infield, and I'll show you guys in a second who we're going to go after. Our outfield's been performing pretty well. Our center fielder, he got injured. He should be back tomorrow on the next day that we simulate. But for now, this is what our outfields look like, and they're even pretty good. Trey Harris has been really good, batting .400 with the .408 on base. He has the 1 home run, 6 RBIs. He scored 8 runs for us. He has 1 stolen base. Victor Reyes has 3 stolen bases. He's batting .278 with 4 RBIs and 11 runs. Cespedes has been the most disappointing of all the outfielders, but he still hit 2 home runs and 10 RBIs with 7 runs, so he's been at least producing something. And that is why we need an upgrade at shortstop or second. And here is the trade I've come up with. Let's go to making a trade. And then let's go to the Boston Red Sox, Xander Bogaerts. That is the guy we're going to be trading for. I've actually managed to get the Red Sox to kick in $10 million in cash on top of it because he does have this big contract, which is kind of worrying because it has the player opt out after this season. But hopefully we can either, if he opts out, we can sign him back, or he opts in and then we have him for a pretty reasonable contract, in my opinion, for a player of his caliber or what I expect from him. And we're giving up Tony Gonsolin, who is expendable at this point, and hasn't been as elite as the rest of our guys. I know it's 4 games, so I can't really speak too much on the stats. But Tony Gonsolin is only 27, basically 28 at this point. So that's why the Red Sox might want him a little bit. They're also going to get our backup middle infielder. Now that we're bringing in a shortstop, we're going to move Freddie Galvis to the middle infield backup role, which is what I originally signed him for. So this guy is now expendable as well. And the 2 kickers that we're throwing in is this pitching prospect who I actually like a lot. He has 2-star overall, 2.5-star potential. He looks like he's just going to be a solid pitcher in the major leagues, but I just think he's expendable for us. We have our starting pitchers figured out. We have even the depth in the farm system with prospects, so I'm not too worried about it. And then another kicker is just Jack here, who has half-star potential or half-star overall, 1.5 potential, nothing special. OSA doesn't even say he's going to be that great either, 2-star potential. So I'm fine with giving up him. And we're actually only dropping $6.5 million in our available money, which is also a big part I was looking into when I was trying to make a trade, was something that wouldn't absolutely kill our budget while also getting a star, in air quotes. I'm not sure this season he's been not doing that great. He's batted .225, .286 on base, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. It hasn't been great, but hopefully he can get better in in some new scenery, and hopefully that will help our team's offense. I'm going to complete this trade. Perfect. Our fans are happy with it. I'm happy with it. Let's go ahead and move him to the roster, and he's going to slot right in to this starting shortstop role, I think. Yes, he does. Freddie Galvis is now the backup. He's going to bat 3rd against righties, and he's going to bat 2nd against lefties. That's perfect with me. I like how our lineup looks. I just need it to perform better because, like I said earlier, we're showing that we're a winning team. We're just not able to produce the runs that allow us to get the wins. So if we look at the team schedule, a lot of these losses are close games. So 1-3 here, that's a 4-run game right here against Toronto, a three-run game here against Cleveland, a 4-run game here, a 1-run game here, 4-run game here, 2-run game here, 1 run, 3 run, 1 run, 4 runs. It's all within 4 runs basically, except for 2 games in this entire month of April. So it just shows like we just need a little bit more offense, and then we're there. We're winning all these games. We're up here. As you can see, Kansas City is only 9-10, so we're still in a huge race to be in first in the division, only 2.5 games back. We can easily make up that ground. So I think it's worth making the trade. We didn't give anything of value, really. Like, none of our top prospects really were involved in that trade. The one starting pitcher was the only dude that I was even slightly concerned with getting rid of. Everyone else got replaced in this trade. So I'm really happy with that. I do need to send Casey Mize back to the team now so that we can fix this rotation. Here's how it looks. So now we have Sonny Gray, Matt Manning, Casey Mize, the 3 guys that were going to be the top 3 at the beginning of the season. And then we also have Lejay Newsome in that 4th spot and Domingo Germán in that 5th spot. And I actually am forcing Brian Garcia to be the closer now instead of Martinez because Martinez has not been doing good this season, and I want us to be able to have every game to count so that we can get the win because we need as many wins as we can get. And I think Brian Garcia is the guy. He was the guy for us last season for a lot of the time with his performances, so I think he deserves it the most. And hopefully Martinez and Lang here can be good setup guys for us because they've been the guys with the highest ERA that haven't been performing as well. It is a short sample size. It's only been like a month, 20 games. But I'll be back hopefully in roughly a month, if not a little bit longer than that, and I'll see you guys then. Alright, here we are on June 6th. We are currently 23-30. We're 4th in the Central Division. We're only a few games back, though, from 3rd place, and we're still about 5 games back from 2nd place. It's not going great. We aren't playing bad, though. Like, let's take a look at our team stats rankings right here. So runs scored, we're tied for 12th. Our batting average is 5th. Our on base is 7th. All of these are above average. Every single one of our rankings are above average. Our pitching is still in the top 3rd of the league in every single category. We're 11th in runs against, which is the only one outside of the top 3rd. We're not pitching horrible here. I don't understand why it's not translating into wins. Our runs scored and our home runs are low, and that's where I'm looking to upgrade in. I just can't find anywhere that upgrades enough to where it's worth it. I really want another center fielder, but there's none available that are reasonably priced. I thought about Joey Gallo, but he doesn't hit it for enough average, and what he brings in home runs, it'll lose in average, and I just don't feel like that's a good move for us. If we go ahead, we can look right here at our rotation. Sonny Gray still pitching good. Matt Manning and Casey Mize have gone down. I'm a little bit worried about Casey Mize right now. He's not been doing good, but hopefully he can turn it around. Lejay Newsome has been a huge surprise this season. I actually want to take a closer look at his stats. So he's pitched 10 starts. He's 1-4. He's pitched 70 innings with 54 strikeouts. It doesn't look great. His FIP minus is 82, though, and his ERA plus is 118. So, I mean, he's doing good. He's doing what you would want him to do when we called him up. So I'm happy with what he's doing. And then Domingo Germán's 6-2 record is surprising for his 4.96 ERA, but I'm liking what he's doing. We can take a look at his. So his FIP minus is 90, which is good. His ERA plus 95, which is interesting how his FIP minus is better than his ERA plus. So I guess that just shows he's supposed to be doing better than he is, which I like to see. But for now, that's our rotation, and they're not bad. Our bullpen isn't bad. It's just our back-end guys here, Alex Lang and Martinez. They're putting up high ERAs. I decided to take Brian Garcia out of the closing role and just leave him as a setup, let the manager decide what he wants to do. And he decided to put Martinez back in, and so I'm thinking we need a little help on that side of the ball on the closing end / end of the game end. So I went out, and I'm going to make a trade here. Just a quick little trade back with the Boston Red Sox again for Hernandez. He's looking good. He has good ratings. He has good pitches, 2 good pitches, and then 1 solid pitch here. This season, he has a 1.89 ERA. His ERA plus is amazing. His FIP minus is amazing. He has 32 Ks in 19 innings for a Ks per 9 of 15. He's pitching really good. He's a lefty too, which I like. He throws 95 to 97. I think he has good stuff. Worst case scenario, he's a part of our bullpen, and he's not our closer, but for now, he's going to be hopefully our closer. And then we're giving up Zach Heiss here, who is a prospect. He's 2.5-star overall, so he could be on our roster right now if we weren't so loaded in the bullpen position. And he has 3-star potential. He's 25. He looks decent. I like his stuff. I like what he could be, but we need something now more so than a few years from now. And we're also giving up Victor Reyes. This ties into something. This was the only thing to complete the trade that they would accept without throwing in tons of prospects, which is not what I wanted to do. Victor Reyes is not someone I plan on keeping very long because we have 2 corner outfielders that are going to come up in Riley Green and Torkelson. They're both going to be on our roster hopefully next season at the earliest. If not, I might have to call one of them up now. I'm thinking about calling up Riley Green right now to take Victor Reyes' spot. So he's going to be going too in this trade, and I'm fine with that. We basically swap relief arm for relief arm now for the future, and then we're giving up a corner outfield piece, or an outfield piece in general. He can play everywhere. He was very good for us, but we're going to have to get rid of him in order to get this piece. I complete the trade. The fans are really happy with it. We complete the trade, and we're going to move him into the into the roster here. We're going to go to the waivers. We're going to move him into the roster. We're going to go to pitching, and we're going to see. So AJ Hinch does start him as the closer, which I like to see him just go straight in and put him in. Now we're looking really stacked, hopefully, in those ending innings. We have Martinez now and Lang that can go in the 7th and 8th, and hopefully they can step it up throughout the season. We have Brian Garcia is now just a middle relief guy, and he's an elite closer on most teams, in my opinion. So I'm really liking that side of it. Our lineup is a little interesting. Cal's been doing good. He's hitting 287. Evan White's hitting 271. Adam Frazier's 288. Chris Bryant's 264. Austin Riley's struggling a little bit with 245. Xander Bogaerts, same, is struggling with 247. Our corner outfielders are doing really good. 301 for Trey Harris and 290 for Cespedes. Derek Hill, though, is hitting 240, which is why I'm saying we need a center fielder probably. I'm really liking how everyone's performing home run-wise. Cal's at 7, Evan White's at 7, Chris Bryant's at 7. We have 4 for Frazier, 4 for Riley. Riley's really been underperforming. I'm thinking about sending him back down to AAA. I'm just not sure what I want to do yet with that. He's not been performing good. I could just start Chris Bryant at third base once I send Austin Riley down, and then we have another DH spot open for whoever, maybe even Ivan Herrera here, who's in the games he's played and the at-bats he's gotten. He's hitting 300 with 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. He's walked 4 times. It's very good from him. It's not a bad performance that he's putting out. He's just not getting the start over Cal because I think Cal's proven it, and he's actually using his time to get production. I like his stat line more, so he's still the starter, but Ivan Herrera definitely deserves more at-bats in my opinion, so maybe that's something I decide to do. For now, though, we still have this is our roster. Pitching-wise, I'm thinking about sending someone down in order to make room for another outfielder for us. It might be Joey Gerber here. He's pitching the worst, arguably. I think it's going to be Joey Gerber getting sent down here and going to AAA. And then we're going to call up, we need an outfielder, because as you can see right here, we only have the 3 outfielders. Derek Hill is currently day-to-day. Trey Harris is tired. We need a corner outfielder or an outfielder in general to come get called up for us. And there's not that many options here in AAA. We have Riley Green, obviously. We have Torkelson, obviously. But beyond that, we have Cole Calhoun, who is on a minor league contract right now. And then we have Jacob Robson, who I'm not going to call up. Christian Stewart, I thought about. We have Drew Waters, who I'm not going to call up. He hasn't even been performing this season. And then we also signed, if I can find, we also have Daz Cameron, who I thought about a little bit. He's not been doing bad in Double-A. And then I also signed Billy Hamilton. I'm not sure where he's at. I might have passed him already. I've thought about calling him up. Yeah, Billy Hamilton here because he has the speed. He has the defense. He's been doing good in Triple-A for us. He actually has 3 home runs in Triple-A. He's batting .364 with a .419 on base. I just don't know if that'll translate. That's the only thing I'm worried about. I'm really trying to call up one of Riley Green or Spencer Torkelson. I think it's going to be Riley Green if I do. But let's take a look at Torkelson's stats first. In AAA, he's batting .278 with a .359 on base, which is really good. 2 home runs, 12 RBIs. I like that. But Riley Green here, he got Minor League Player of the Month, I believe, last month in May. And he's hitting .303, .373 on base, 7 home runs, 18 RBIs, and basically 100 at-bats. He's been batting really well. And that's why I'm really tempted to call him up, but I don't want to call him up and then him not perform again like last year. He has almost 1,000 OPS. He is hitting really well for us in AAA. I'm really nervous. I think I might call him up though. He has decent ratings here. He has speed. He can play left and right field. And then I think if we do call him up, we're going to move Trey Harris more than likely to center field. Or maybe Cespedes. Cespedes has good ratings there too. Trey Harris has good ratings, and he already has the experience in center field a little bit. I think we are going to call Riley Green up finally. We're finally going to call him up to the Major League roster, and then we're going to I'm going to take off all my forcing people to play in a certain position and just see if he slots into the lineup right away. Okay, so he slots in the left field. Derek Hill looks like he's still a starting center fielder, and then Cespedes is still the right fielder. I like that. I like Riley Green in left field. I think that's where he fits in good. That's what he's used to. Center field is where I'm worried. I think Cespedes or Trey Harris are going to be the center fielder. I'm going to have to see who plays best, though. Cespedes looks like he'd play better just based off of his ratings. I just don't know if he will perform the best there. We'll see what happens when we set his position to center field. So he goes to a 2-star. Let's see what happens when we put Trey Harris in center field. So he's 2.5. So I think we're going to leave it as him being the right fielder. We're going to leave Cespedes as the right fielder, and we're going to force Trey Harris to start in center field for us instead of Derek Hill, because he's having a good season. Trey Harris needs to stay in the lineup. He's batting .301 with 18 RBIs, 4 home runs, 28 runs. He has 4 stolen bases. That's second highest on the team. He has a BABIP really high. I like everything that he brings to the table for us. Same with Cespedes. They've both been playing really good, and I hope Riley Green can slot into the outfield and be another huge bat for us. I think we're going to simulate just a little bit further into the summer here. I think we might go until maybe July 1st is maybe when we're going to end the episode, but I'll see you guys when we get to July 1st or if something exciting happens before then. Alright, here we are on July 1st. Not much has changed with our record. We're still below 500. We're 35-40, but we have gotten a little bit better in my opinion. We're inching closer and closer to that 500 mark. Here we do have the draft pool being announced. It was announced earlier in the month. We have the number 1 overall pick, and I think it's a pretty obvious choice. I think Tamar Johnson is looking like he's going to be our pick. He has really good ability at that shortstop position. He can even play second. He has a decent bat. Not great potential ratings here. He has really good eye and discipline, but not anything great in the contact, gap power, and home run power, which is a little concerning, but I think it can be improved upon. He is the best player according to the favorites to be the highest picks. There's also Drew Jones here and Elijah Green. They all seem very interesting. I'm not sure. It's not 100% sure who I'm going to draft. Tamar Johnson, though, looks really good, though, and I think he is the favorite as of right now. Then we have player development updates. I'm not sure what to do about Casey Mize and Matt Manning. They've both not been performing this season, and they're both dropping in rating. Casey Mize is now a 2.5-star, and Matt Manning is now a 2.5-star. The potential for Casey Mize also dropped to 3.5, which is concerning. I don't know what to do with them, but I guess for now we just have to leave it because they're our Major League pitchers right now. I'm not going to send them down. They are our Major League pitchers. We just need them to improve, I guess. Aaron Fletcher's potential goes up to 3.5 stars, which I like to see. Cal Raleigh's overall and potential goes up to 3.5 stars, which is what you really like to see, because I put a lot of faith into him being our starting catcher, and he's really been giving it back by proving it out on the field, which is what I like to see. Ivan Herrera's overall also goes up to 3 stars, which is that's probably the biggest battle is at our catching position of who is going to be the future at the catching position. It's still up in the air, but for right now it's Cal. For the future, I think Ivan's winning in my mind. But for now, I like that we have a competition there. It's really healthy, I think, for the team, and it's good to have an abundance of talent at especially a position like catcher, which is very dry for most teams. Next, we have Adam Frazier. He's been doing really good for us this season. I really like the acquisition that we made with him. He's now a 3-star instead of a 2.5. Jack Leiter gets a little bit better in some of his ratings. Jason Foley, he's been in AAA, or he's been in AA actually. He gets worse potential rating, which I'm fine with. He was good for us last year as a relief arm. I wasn't expecting much out of him this year. Alex Fuedo goes from a half-star to a 2-star as a relief pitcher, and his potential goes up from 2 to 2.5, which you like to see. He is a starting pitcher right now, and he was supposed to be a starting pitcher on the spring roster, but I decided to put him as a relief, so it's good to see those relief numbers go up, even though he does have the stamina of a starting pitcher. Let's go into what basically everyone I'm sure is wondering is how did Riley Green do when we called him up? So he's played 19 games, 18 starts. He's hitting .284 with a .346 on base. He has 15 RBIs and 4 home runs. He has 7 doubles. He is playing amazing for us. He's only been up here for a little bit though, but he has really performed to what exactly I expected from him. He's slotted in perfectly in the left field. Our outfield is now looking really well. Xander Bogaerts even has gotten better. He's now hitting .284. He has 11 home runs and 40 RBIs, which is what you like to see. I did switch Chris Bryant to the starting third baseman, if you look down here, and now Austin Riley's the DH. I'm still up in the air about sending him down. I think I am going to send him down. Yeah, we're just going to send him down. He just hasn't been performing. I want him to hopefully build up some of that, that fire that will get him going. Hopefully, he can get back to being the guy that I want him to be. I'm not sure who's going to come up, but we'll see in just a little bit. I want to go over the stats a little bit more. So Evan White's now hitting .291 with .360 on base, 10 home runs, and 33 RBIs. Everyone's performing amazing on our team, above expectations. Cal's hitting .259 with a .324 on base, 9 home runs, and 26 RBIs. I really, really like what this team has done this season on the offensive side of the ball. From the very poor start to now this start, it's kind of flip-flopped a little bit. Our pitching now is where we're struggling. So Sonny Gray is a respectable 4.18 in my opinion. Casey Mize and Matt Manning, they've gotten that ERA down just a little bit, but it's still higher than I would like it to be. LeJay Newsome has been an amazing call-up for us, pitching 3.88 ERA, which is what I'd like to see. Domingo Herman was a good acquisition for us with a 4.8 ERA and an 8-2 record. So we're winning when he's on the mound, which is what I like to see. That's why I think he was a great acquisition, even though his ERA isn't amazing. He gets the win for us most of the time, which is what you like to see. Our acquisition of our new closer has been working out. He's done good. His ERA hasn't skyrocketed or anything. Martinez and Lang, at least Martinez's ERA has gotten better. Lang's not so much. Brian Garcia's ERA has gone up a little bit since he went into that middle relief role. Everyone else's ERA is fine. I recently called up David McKay, though, and I sent down, I forget who I sent down, but I sent someone down, and he's been called up because I think he has a lot of, he was one of the guys fighting for a spot, so I'm going to give him the opportunity now. He's pitched good in AAA for us, so I'm going to give him the opportunity here to be a middle relief guy for us. Now we have to decide who we call up to be the DH or to come just be a bat for us, hopefully. We sent down Austin Riley, so we need someone to take a spot. Torkelson's an option. He's hitting .291 with 8 home runs and 33 RBIs. Let's take a look at his game log here. It seems like he's gotten hot recently. So let's go halfway through the month. He's not been bad. His home runs have definitely increased. I remember he was only at 2, I think, last time we checked. I think I'm going to leave him down just a little bit longer. Yeah, we're just going to leave him down just a tiny bit longer. Cole Calhoun is an option. He's hitting .333, 10 home runs, 31 RBIs in 44 games. He probably is going to be who I call up at this point to come be a DH for us. That's going to be a really good opportunity for him. And I think for now it's going to be Cole Calhoun. Yeah, we're going to call up Cole Calhoun. He is going to be the DH more than likely. Yep, he's going to be the DH for us. That's what I like to see from him. And then Miggy's going to come in and be the DH against left-handed pitchers, which is also something I like to see. I'll get him more at-bats. He's had 26 at-bats on the season. He had 6 hits. He had a double, 4 RBIs. He's not doing anything great, but at least getting him the at-bats makes us not just spending $30 million on him not worth it. But yeah, 35-40 record. We're about halfway through the season-ish. We're a little bit under that. Next episode, we are going to be going into the All-Star game, the trading deadline. We might even do the draft. I will see. Yeah, we're definitely going to do the draft. Yeah, the draft comes before the trade deadline, obviously. So we're going to do the draft and the trading deadline. And then maybe get to the playoffs. I'm not sure how far we're going to get with all the other stuff in the middle. But if you like today's episode and you like where this team is going, leave a like. Make sure to subscribe to see how we finish the season. And leave any comments about how you think we're going to be able to improve this team and who we should draft and anything you think about how the team is performing so far. But thank you for watching, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe.